Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your girl Krissy Cela here, and I totally forgot to record the intro to my YouTube video yesterday. So basically that is why I'm in the car, because my team was like, Krissy, you forgot to record the intro. What is wrong with you? And I don't know what's wrong with me. So I'm gonna go right into the get ready with me. So grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of tea. Vic is like, grab a chai latte because he's drinking one. And I hope you enjoy, and thank you so much for watching. And yeah, it's gonna be a long one, you guys. We have a lot to talk about. We're gonna go straight into the first questions. I've got these rusty pins that I'm gonna pin my hair back with. I was actually very nervous to do this Q&A because I haven't really spoken about everything that's happened in quite a while. Honestly, one of the reasons was because I just wanted to be present in the new relationship that I was in and all the changes happening in my life. I didn't feel the need to kind of talk about it, but now it's like at my own time, my own pace, and I feel pretty good. And I feel like, you know what, we're just gonna have a girls chat. I'm just gonna speak to you like I would to my best friend sat in front of me, and we'll see how it goes. And I just hope anything I say whilst I'm getting ready resonates with someone, or gives them a bit of hope, or makes them realize that you don't have to just confine to the life you have if it's making you unhappy, just because you feel like other people have a judgment or an opinion in what you want to do. You have to live the life at the fullest that you want, rather than just living it for everybody else. So that's what I hope you take out of this get ready with me. Plus, maybe I help you with a bit of a makeup tip, even though I'm not a makeup artist, so don't come for me. Anyways, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna prime the skin. I actually use this Porefessional one from Benefit. Is my favorite one. I have big girl pores, like my pores here, pretty big. So this is amazing. It doesn't make my skin feel dry or cracked. And I put it right here, and on the chin as well, which I love. In terms of how my skin is acting up, it's actually not that bad. It's just a little bit drier than I thought. And I think it's because of the change of climate, being in LA much more than the UK, and the sun is just drying it a bit more. But in terms of like my acne and my skin, it's improved massively for many reasons. But one of the things that I've noticed has improved my skin a lot is the Pro Mix liver pills. I never in a million years thought that liver pills would make a difference, and then when I started taking them, massive difference. So that is one product that I would highly recommend everyone to take. So with primed, we're gonna get straight into skin. So I like a light base, so I'm gonna use this. This is how you know I love and rinse this product. All the writing's gone. R.I.P. Charlotte Tilbury writing. Babes, you gotta work on that a bit, you know? So I use a number 4.5 medium tone, and I love this, such a beautiful finish. And then in terms of concealer, I've actually started to use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I absolutely adore it. It's really good, and I use the shade light beige. So we're gonna go through the first question. Okay, so the first question is, tell us about your man. So happy for you, you're glowing. Thank you. I feel like I am. I'm just gonna put it out there. I feel like I am. You know when you just feel good? I don't feel bad saying that. I'm not gonna even try and be remotely humble. I feel like I've never been this happy. And before anyone says a man shouldn't complete you, it's not even that. I'm actually making decisions for myself. I'm making the life I've always wanted to make. And I think Vic has a big part in that, because Vic has inspired me drastically to do that. To give you some context, me and Vic have been friends for a really, really long time, and I absolutely never, ever, ever fancied him. He just wasn't my type. And look, it's safe to say I had a bit of a type. We all know, okay? So I just was not into the whole vibe that Vic had. I never saw him like that, and I was always, you know, very respectful of him and his space and who he was, but we just knew each other through the industry and through people. And then over the years, we spoke on and off, but again, it was never deep. It was just on and off.
And I had an abundant amount of respect for Vic because Vic has been through a lot. And I know about everything he's been through, everything he's overcome. And before I even remotely found him attractive or even romanticized over him, I had so much respect for him as a human. His ability to live the life that he wanted, his ability to just be unapologetically himself. And for such a long time, I'm gonna be frank, I was constantly doing things for other people. I was constantly doing things online for other people. I was constantly, even in business, with my business partners, with my team, I felt like I had to just always be there. The pressure was always on me. I just wasn't really living my life. I was working, I was operating on like a survival hustler mode. And you guys know this. You guys have told me yourself, Krissy, you're working yourself too much. You gotta chill, you gotta have some downtime. And I've been open about that. But I found myself that I wasn't living my life for me. I was making decisions based on everybody else's happiness but my own. So basically what I'm going to do here is I just blend everything out. I like a light base because you're going to see we're going to add a lot of layers. So I add a bronzer, I add a cream brush, and then I go over any of the blemishes that I have or pigmentations or under eye dark circles. I just want the first layer to kind of even out my skin tone, and then we're going to go in with all the other bits. So this is such a pretty layer. I really, really love the Charlotte Tilbury finish on this foundation. So then one thing led to another, and honestly, I just felt very familiar with Vic. I felt really safe around him. I felt like he had my best interest at heart. And he also showed me that life is about living, and life is about doing things that genuinely make you happy as opposed to just doing them for everybody else. So I'm going in with my under eye concealer. This is Nars, and the shade that I'm going for is medium 1 custard. I love this shade, and instead of using a beauty blender, I actually use just a brush, and this is the Hourglass brush. Thank you, Hourglass, for sending me loads of brushes. I highly appreciate it. And I just like to buff this out gently. I actually removed all my under eye filler because I just felt like it was going a little bit cray-cray. I just went a bit crazy with the filler over the years, so I decided to just remove it. And now I do have a bit of a hollow, as you can see here. So I really love this concealer and the way it smooths out, but also with the powder that I use, it's gonna look really, really pretty. So bear with the process. Going back to Vic, one thing led to another, and I just felt familiar with him, super connected. And honestly, I've just not felt like this before for anyone. I understand a lot of people have a lot of things to say. I get it. It's exciting for people. Some people find other people's relationships really exciting and they want to build storylines, and that's fine. Like, you do you. At the end of the day, my biggest mistake that I made is when I shared things about my ex, I shared all the perks and all the happiness moments. And the reality was a lot of things were going on behind the scenes that weren't making me happy, and they weren't making him happy. And it takes two people to tango, and he is such an incredible human in his own right. It just didn't work with me. And I think one thing I've learned is the reason we share the perks is because we don't want to seem that things are going wrong. And I was embarrassed to show those things. But you know what? Every couple has its problems, and it just didn't work out with me and him. And that's about it. There's nothing juicy or exciting to talk about. And I really think he's in a better place, because I don't even think I made him that happy, to be honest. I know I wasn't happy most of the time. It's as simple as that. It's not even that juicy. I actually wish it was a bit more juicy. Going in with the next product, we're gonna go with the Patrick Tar bronzing palette. This is a duo palette. I love this so much, and we're gonna actually use the cream side. I've left a dent in her because she's that stunning. And the shade is She Sculpted, and I'm also gonna use the brush from Patrick Tar, which I love so much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our forehead, sides, nose, chin, and then down our neck as well. What am I the most, by the way, this is Vic's dog, which is my dog now. She's stunning. She's a Belgian Malinois, and cannot wait for Buttons to come to America. We're figuring that out, but I just didn't want to put her underneath. So I'm doing everything in my power to bring her upstairs on the plane with me, next to me. So that's a bit of a process. So we're going through a bit of a journey with that. What am I most excited about when it comes to moving to America, and what am I most nervous about? Oh gosh. All right. This has been the most scariest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. My whole company is in London. My family's in England. My best friends are in England. Everything is there, you know? But I always wanted to move to the States. I always wanted to take that leap, and I always just wanted to go for it. I love California because of its variety of areas. You've got Big Bear, you've got the hikes, you've got the weather, you've got the beaches, you've got everything you want. The reason we do loads of things in LA is because it's convenient, it's, you know, central of everything. But when you come out of LA, especially if you go to the woods or the Calabasas area, the valley area, it's so beautiful and it's so wholesome. And that's what I really wanted, and that's where I wanted to be. To take the leap to finally find a house that me and Vic adore so much and love, and it ticks all the boxes, was a rarity. So as soon as we found that house, we were like, right, we got to go for it. So now we're currently in the process of escrow. Some of you don't know what escrow means, because I sure didn't. Escrow basically means you have to put a down payment to put the offer that you have put in place down. You got to lock it in, you got to do all the inspections, you got to check the house, and then the final inspection is basically to say, right, is the house worth the price that you've put down, or is it worth less? And then you renegotiate. So we're currently in that process. However, the difficulty for me is, because I'm a UK taxpayer, there's so much legalities to it. So I want to make sure that I pay my tax in the UK, but also when I move to the US, it's done in obviously a legal and clean way. So transfer of money, so you can pay the deposit, the mortgage, etc. There's a lot of moving parts. So it has been a bit of a ball ache, to be honest, but I can't complain. I'm getting a house, so how could you possibly complain? And God bless Vic, because the way he's been handling every single paperwork, every single thing, guiding me through it, leading the way, and I'm just like, okay, just let me know when to buy the furniture and to change the kitchen tiles, and then I'll handle the rest. I do recommend getting a great lawyer and getting someone to guide you through it, but if you have any questions, pop them down below, because I'm more than happy to help, to let you know like what the difficulties were and what are the pain points if you are looking to purchase a home in the States. Will there be an honor office in LA? The answer is yes. So the team has already wiggled their way to me, and they were like, are we gonna get an office in LA? We really wanna move to LA. So kind of the way we wanna do it is we wanna ease the team into it. But when I talk about the team, some team members, so marketing, the creative team that work under my management. But again, we have to look at what people want, if it's feasible, how much the cost is. But I'll be traveling backwards and forths all the time. So my base will be America. However, I'll be going backwards and forths to go to the HQ to work closely with the product team. They will be coming out here. So the company is growing drastically. So to me, having two bases makes complete sense. Going in with my new favorite blush, I didn't actually know about this brand, and then I went to Sephora and spent too much money and too much of my time. And it's called Denisa Merrick's Beauty. It's like this beautiful peach tone, and the color is Jubilee. I love it so much because it's like warm, it's sun-kissed, and it's a cream blush. Honestly, the old me would be terrified of cream brushes. I just wouldn't even know where to start. Look how potent that is. I'm putting it here, here, and here with this Refi Beauty brush, and then I'm actually gonna get a very simple foundation brush, and I'm gonna melt that into my skin just like so. So we do the creams first, and then we're gonna go in with all the powders to seal that in. Guys, is it just me, or I actually think that's stunning? Look at that. My mother-in-law was like to me, your face is maturing, you look so mature. And then all the comments lately are like, you look different, and I'm like, I don't know what I've done. I swear to God, I haven't done anything. I think I'm just getting older. I think I'm just about to hit 30, so everything changes. I think even my body, everything's changing. Right, moving in to the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna actually set before we go into the powdered bronzer and blush. So I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty setting powder. This is the best setting powder. I love it so much. Before we do that, you're gonna spray with the Airbrush spray by Charlotte Tilbury. Right, so then you're gonna look a bit crazy, and then you're gonna get your powder with a beauty blender. Just trust me, eh? And then you're gonna tap off a bit, and then you're gonna set heavily underneath the eye, just like so. The forehead where you need to. And then we're gonna slice down like that. Slice down like that, and a little bit around the mouth. I've always had an insecurity about my nose, so when I learned to contour and set my nose on the side, it literally changed my life. So then I decided not to get my nose done, just like so. So we're gonna leave that to bake and set, and then in the interim we're actually gonna work on our eyes. So for brows, we're gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil in medium brown. Love the precision of this, it's so stunning, and I like the shade. So So we're gonna brush our brows up. I've actually had my brows microbladed, so honestly they just need a bit of a fill if anything. So I had them all filled in, but you know, I couldn't stand the pain a bit, so I told her to just stop because I was like, I'll just fill in the rest myself. Pussied out. I really wish I just stuck with it. And I'm just gonna fill in where all the missed areas are. Do you have any other career plans apart from Honor, Evolve You, and ProMix? Not for the time being, because I'm tired. So not for the time being, and honestly, I am seriously working on my personal life. I am getting the house, I am moving buttons to the States, I am focusing on my relationship for a bit. Not that I shouldn't, but I just was always obsessed with career that I feel like now, actually, I want to focus on other things like building a dream home, because why can't I? And yes, you can do both. I'm telling you that now, take it from me. I run 2 companies, but I think in order to do a lot of things, some things do need to take a step back in order for you to focus on other things. So you don't have to be perfect at everything all at once. But for the past 5 years, I've been focusing on building companies and being as great of a creative director as I possibly can and an entrepreneur and building teams. So I feel like I've got to a place where Honor and Evolve You are quite self-sufficient at the moment. And we have our CEOs and our CMOs, and we have our managing directors, and we have the most incredible team that honestly, if I didn't have the teams we had, I would not be able to do this. So props to the Evolve You team and the Honor team, because they're phenomenal. But at the same time, I had to build that. I had to nurture that. I had to grow that. I had to put all my energy in that. So now I've got to a point where I'm like, you know what? I want to build my dream house. And everyone is supportive about that at work. I was nervous at first to sit my chiefs down and tell them, hey, I want to take a little bit more time to focus on my personal life. Are you okay with that? Are you going to support that? And they've been so supportive. So other things have taken a bit of a step back in a good way, but other things have projected forward in a good way. Because I found myself like, I don't even own a home where I'm always going to be. Like I need to have a house, a foundation. I need to actually know where all my stuff are. I keep moving everywhere. I just feel very unsettled. So I'm grounding myself and putting my roots down, and I feel really good about it. So I don't want to overfill my plate. And sure, if a brand comes along and I want to work with them and I think they're great, of course, it's a consideration, but a lot of things have to take a bit of a pause because Honor is flourishing, Evolve You is flourishing, ProMix is heading into a new whole direction that I'm pretty full right now. And plus, there's other plans. What is the best and the worst thing of being a creative director? I don't know how to go about this question because honestly, the true tone I want to share is that, you know, sometimes it's annoying when you have a creative concept and you've built something and you've spent so many hours curating, and then you see another brand rip it off. Like that pisses me off. Like, come on, it would piss everyone off. But at the same time, like you're not reinventing the wheel. So, you know, like how many gym brands are there? Like how many gym shoots can you do? So it's kind of like a confusing manner because you get annoyed, but then you're like, oh, you know, how many times can you change a girl standing by a squat rack? I don't know. That's the bit that I find the most confusing because I'm like, don't also flatter yourself, but also give yourself credit. So it's one of those things where I constantly have a battle with myself. If I'm being honest, I think we all are like that because we're like, no, we credit our work, but at the same time, be humble about it and understand that, you know, it's not necessarily copying, but maybe some people are inspired, or maybe that you are inspired, like myself, from other people's work subconsciously. So I think that's the most difficult thing to kind of navigate. The best thing in the world is creating. I love creating. I love experimenting. I love creating. I love doing things that, you know, are kind of scary, and then I do them and I'm like, I wish I never did that, but I do them anyway. So I think that's my favorite part of being a creative director. The other eyeshadow palette that I really like is by Mario. It's called the Masters Mattes, the Neutrals. If I'm going on date night, or you know, if I'm going for drinks with the girls or whatever, I like to do a proper eye and put some falsies on. But for every day, this Merit one is stunning. The next question is, how am I dealing with my Hashimoto autoimmune? Actually really phenomenal, really, really well. I'm not sure if some of you know, some of you may not know, but I actually was in and out of hospital about 2 years ago with every infection you could possibly imagine. Ear infection, kidney infection, being sick all the time. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. Every food flared me, constantly bloated, coming up in rashes. And I realized after a magnitude of tests, I had Hashimoto autoimmune and I had to cut everything out and slowly reintroduce. What I also realized is that I was taking the wrong things. I was consuming my body with overly processed stuff, and I was also incredibly stressed. And the thing is, you don't want to come online when your job is to be online and be like, I'm stressed. Then bitch, don't be online. Like, take a rest. I don't want to be negative. I used to do that quite a lot and I just don't want to do that, you know? I took some time out. I figured out my shit. I figured out things I can have, things I can't have. And now I'm at a place where it's so manageable. So actually, I might do a whole YouTube video on autoimmune, things that really helped me, things I changed. So if you want that video, comment down below. I'll be more than happy to make that video with my team. So it's insightful, but also easy to digest. I just curled my lashes and we're gonna go in with mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It's from L'Oreal, Lash Paris, and I also love the Dior one, but she's a bougie girl, so you know, for everyday wear, L'Oreal is chef's kiss. The next question is, well, it's more of an advice. I'm 28 and I'm single and I'm feeling the pressure of being single and all of the above. Oh God, I'll tell you something. When I ended my relationship, I was 28 and I was like, oh my God, I'm nearly 30. I've ended a relationship I was in for 3 years. What am I doing? No one's gonna want me. I'm gonna get too old to have kids and da 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 da. And I didn't realize what was around the corner. And I was open to it. And I was like, you know what? If someone comes along, sweeps me off my feet, you know, I just feel good about it. I'm gonna go for it, even if I needed more time to be single or this is that. So number one, don't close yourself to the possibility of someone. That's my number one advice. The second thing I will say is, society is putting pressure on you, not you. You need to go at your own pace. You don't need to go at the pace of everyone else. Some people might have kids and a husband and everything at 25. Some people get it at 35. Other people get it at 45. Either way, you can't just put the pressure of society on yourself because it's what other people want you to do. And this is what I said at the beginning of the video. If you do that, you are constantly living your life for the acceptance of every single other person around you. And honestly, it becomes exhausting. By the way, as I'm talking and preaching, we're gonna take off the powder. So we're gonna go in with that dry foundation brush and I'm just gonna powder everything off, just like so. I'm gonna go with under eye mascara. Same mascara I was using. I was doing the same thing, even on one part posting things that were quite vanilla because I was like, oh, I just don't want to get beef. And I was like, hold on a minute, what am I doing? I'm living my life for everyone else and what everyone else wants to accept. And it was like, no, my own family, I'll tell you this much, when I ended things with my ex, my own family gave me grief. They were not supportive. They were like, what are you doing? This is your second long-term relationship, failed. And you know what? I just said, fuck it. I was like, no, I wasn't happy. You guys see things that I want you to see, but deep down I actually wasn't actually that happy. Incredible human, not for me. I'm not gonna stop myself and close myself off to love and the possibility of love just because society thinks that I dated too fast or moved on too fast or did things too fast. That's your opinion, you know, but that's not mine. And I think you have to remember, you have to do what's right for you in your life because nobody is in your shoes. Nobody understands your pressures. Nobody understands your insecurities, your doubts, the things that you go through every single day. So you trying to explain yourself, I was doing that. I found it exhausting. But if you just chill and let it come to you, let it flow and just live the life that you want for yourself, the right person will come along, the wrong people will go, the right things will be presented to you, and the wrong things won't be for you. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust that you deserve everything that you want. And when you get it, don't doubt it. Don't be like, oh my God, is this gonna leave me? And is this for me? And do I deserve this? Yes, bitch, you deserve it. You deserve everything. Why not? Have everything. My lashes look gorgeous. Moving on. So we're gonna go in with the powder aspect of things. So I'm gonna go in with this Hoola Caramel Bronzer. Love this bronzer so much. And then for blush powder, we're actually gonna go in with Patrick Tar yet again. She is a doll, and we're gonna use this one here. So that's what we're gonna do now. The next question is, have you had any cosmetic injectables in your face? Yes. Come on, I don't even look the same from my first YouTube video. I don't know why people lie about it. Just be real. Just be like, yeah, I've had shit done. I've had a lot of shit done over the years. A lot of shit done. And I've had a lot of shit removed. And now I think I found my balance. To be honest, I feel like pretty good about everything. So the things I've had done are Botox forehead. By the way, you're a fully grown adult. You make your own decisions. This is not me influencing you. You asked the question and I'm serving you the facts. So please, you're stunning in your own way, but if you want some tweaks, you go do it. If you don't and you don't support it, just skip along. But I've had Botox, forehead, and my eyes, but I haven't had it in a while, so you can see it here. I haven't had it in a while. And then I've actually had my lips done twice. I had them done, and then I didn't like them, removed them, dissolved them, had them redone, and now I'm actually pretty happy with them. The bottom one I love more. I love a little bit of a juicy plump. I had my cheeks done at a pretty young age, but then I had them dissolved, and now these are my natural cheeks. I get this touched up quite a bit because I have quite a strong laugh line, so I've had this touched up quite a bit. And then I've also had Profilo. Profilo's amazing for skin texture. That's not really an enhancement, it's more just for your skin. Laser, and that was for my acne scarring. And I had something called Baby Face, which was absolutely amazing. The thing I use every day is the Nuface. It's the frequency, so I put it here and it just lifts me. And then the one thing I also had done, which I changed my life, was I had a dent in my forehead. So I had like a hill, a valley, and then a hill. It wasn't a big deal, but because I shoot all the time, I was like, I don't really like that dent. It looks kind of weird. So then I had it filled in by Dr. Cela, actually. I love Dr. Cela, she's amazing, but I have two girls that I go to, so Dr. Cela and also Dr. Tara. I'll pop them both in my description box. This is not sponsored. She comes in and she fills both with fine needles. But then what happened was, it's so funny. I've got to show you this because it is absolutely hilarious. When she did it, I noticed I had a circle dent. So there was like a middle bit here, almost like a bullet in the middle of my forehead. And I was like, Selena, I was like, I think I've got a dent in my head. And she was like, not possible. So I was like, babes, I've got a dent in my head. So then I sent her the picture and we're cracking up because we have that relationship. It's not that deep. She fixed it in a heartbeat. And then she filled it in. And now my forehead is like, can you see? It's like super smooth. So there's no more dents. So that was something that I absolutely loved. And then the final thing I have is monthly facials. So I'll have like a Hydra or, you know, stuff like that. But nothing on my nose. My nose has always been straight. It's just been quite wide. But I think I'm growing into it a bit more. And nothing else. Nothing on my jaw. I've never had my jaw done. A lot of people think I have. I'll let you know, but I haven't. And nothing on my neck, although I do think my neck needs a bit of a TLC. She knows she's getting a bit crusty. So yes, that's what I've had done for full transparency. Oh, and under eye, but I got it removed. I told you that earlier. So under eye, I got it removed recently because it was just looking a bit crazy. A lot of questions that I got was about whether me and Vic have discussed getting married and having kids. So Vic has already a daughter and he has a 12-year-old. For context, he's 37. I am 29 going on to 30, and he has a 12-year-old who is one of the most beautiful humans, and she's just such a stunning young human. We have spoken about it. I made it very clear to him I wanted kids from the start. By the way, we're doing lips now. We're gonna go on to the lip liner by Mario in the shade Almond. I love this lip liner. Recently purchased and I love it. The other one that is so stunning, oh, I don't have it here, is Anywhere Caffeine by Makeup Forever. That's also the one I go for. So yes, me and Vic have discussed children quite a lot, and let's just say we're not doing anything to prevent not having kids. So that's that. And in terms of marriage, actually, it's a bit controversial because a lot of people might not agree with this. Hold on, let me do my lip liner. Me and Vic have actually designed a ring together. And I think that a lot of people are gonna be like, what? You're a control freak. I swear to you now, I swear, I am. You know I like things to be perfect. I swear to you now, he came to me. He made it really clear. Again, like, he is a very sure person. He's, you know, just remember, he's already had a baby before. He's already been married. So to do it twice in your lifetime, it means he's like sure. Because once you've done it once, a lot of people don't want to do it again. So he was like, look, I want to do this thing with you. So I was like, cool, let's do it. If you want to do it, put your money where your mouth is. But not money in terms of the ring, but like the saying. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. You know, I like actions. And he came to me and he was like, I found a ring designer that I really like. Can you make me a Pinterest board of all of the things that you like? And I was like, you're not serious. Are you actually serious? He was like, no, I'm dead serious. I don't want to get it wrong. I want to get you the ring that you love and like. And I was like, babe, it is what it is. It's fine. The only request I have is that it's a gold band. That's the only request I have. And he was like, no, tell me what you want. And I was like, oh my God, pressure. So I was like, fine. Send him a Pinterest board. We got the ring designer to send renders. He was like, right, make the adjustments you want to make. The diamond has already been bought. And I was like, what? He was like, the diamond's already been bought. It's already been transferred over. The money is there. So you gotta make sure this is the ring you want. By the way, we're going in with a lipstick by Merit again. And the color is called Classic. Such a beautiful shade. Literally, it is what it says on the tin. It's such a beautiful like rose pink, and you can just pat it on, which I love. And I was like, okay. He goes, look, I need your help designing the rings, but you're not gonna know when I propose how I'm gonna do it. And I said, cool, just one request, please don't do it in public. I can't, just please, intimate, private. I don't want anyone knowing. I just don't want a scene. He was like, cool. Got it. So we got the first renders back, we made adjustments, and then the second time we actually went to the ring designer's house and I got to see it. I got to see the mold and my heart just stopped. I was like, excuse me, this is the most beautiful diamond I've ever seen in my life. And I know a lot of people are like, what about the element of surprise, which I totally get. I don't know, I don't really care about the element of surprise. Like, it's a surprise in itself. Like, even going through this process, and you know, me and Vic are very collaborative. We like doing things together. And I've never had that before. We like picking things together, doing things together. We are very alike, and it's just really nice to bounce off each other. And he's like, how about this? How about that? And it's just, as a creative, that feeds me. I love it so much, and it's stunning. And he has his own things, I have my own things, but then we come together, which is so beautiful. So yeah, so girls, if he changes his mind and he doesn't give me this ring, we're all coming for him, because you can't be taking me through all that journey and then not put it on my finger. As gloss, we're gonna go in with actually Summer Friday gloss. This is just a lip balm, but I just think for every day, I don't want anything too sticky. I love it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And then the final thing we're gonna do is we're actually going to do a little bit of a soft wing. So I'm going to grab this brown shade by Too Faced, Better Than Sex, waterproof. I've mashed it up a bit, actual mash up, like it's, you can't even see. Basically, I do a really fine line, a little flick, the way you have to hold your breath, like that. And then I fill it in. So I do a flick and then I fill it in, which I find works pretty well, to be honest with you ladies and gents. And then I stretch the living life out of my eyelid, and then I do that. So listen, I know the whole ring topic is gonna like make a lot of people say a lot of things. My only thing is, and this is because I'm always scared that good things are gonna run away from me. I have some sort of paranoia in my life. If he doesn't propose, what if he doesn't propose? What happens then? Like, you can't be taking me through all the jazz of like building a ring with you and then going and actually fitting it on my finger and then not giving it to me. At least if you're gonna leave, give me the ring, because the ring is very nice. But yeah, again, it was very new for me. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually building my own ring. But in a way, I'm actually very excited, because I'm like, oh my God, I actually get my dream ring and I get to design it with the person I love and the person I want to be with. So yes, when he does it, we won't know, but I'll be sure to share that with you. One more thing we're gonna do, and this is like my finishing touch, is I actually go in with a really thin, like dainty brush, and then I actually just kind of like do a bit of a nose contour with the bronzer I had. And then this is just preference, and if you want to do it like that, and then I just kind of blend it in. And then if you want, we can add a little bit of highlighter, and then we're gonna run it down the line of the nose, the tip. This is from Merit again. Clearly I'm loving the Merit products. And then we're gonna do a bit on the cheek. And that is the complete look. I'm gonna answer one more question, but that is the complete everyday look, really. I'm gonna list all the products down below, and if there are commission links to it, we'll let you know. If you do shop for the commission link, thank you very much. It's going towards my kitchen or getting buttons to the US. So the last question is actually about buttons. Buttons is my golden retriever that I've had for 6 years now. I had her since she was a little puppy. Moving her to the States has probably been one of the most ball aching projects of my life, because it's like, oh, just put her in a cargo, and I'm not putting her in cargo. I'm just not. I'll figure out every other way, but I'm not putting her in cargo. So then we tried to also look at private jets and try and getting her a seat. I know for some people that is humorous. I get it, But when you're a dog mum, you will do anything for your dog. I'm letting you know now that I love that dog more than I love human beings. Just saying. So I looked at that, and there's actually a service provider that does exclusive like dog and parent, let's call it parent, dog and parent travels to the States, but the jet needs to be filled in and the tickets need to be bought. So I'm currently waiting for other slots to be filled so that flight can actually be processed. So that's an option. And then the other final avenue is actually getting her on a boat, like an actual cruise ferry. And there have been a lot of people that have put their hands up and want to be Buttons's person that gets her to and from England. Actually, we just want her to be in the States. She's not going to go back to the UK. She's going to stay in the States. That will take roughly a week and a half on the cruise, but that means she won't be under cargo. She will be on a bed with a human and she'll be okay. So that's a possibility too. So trying to figure out, if you have any other suggestions, pop them below. But as soon as I figure out how I do it, you will be the first to know, because I really hope this helps anyone with a doggy get their doggy anywhere they possibly can in a safe and calm manner. I just don't want to cause her any animosity, anything like that. That dog has been my longest relationship in my life, so I'm not doing anything to risk her. So that's about it. That's my life update. There's so many more things going on with Honor and Evolve You, with Pro Mix. I'm so thrilled and excited. Guys, there's so many things going on in my personal life, but I'll share more of that in the later date. I am just so thankful that I have, honestly, the most supportive sisters I could ask for in you guys. And I know a lot of people had a lot to say about my transitions and my changes, but 90% of the time, you guys have been so positive and supportive. And I just want to remind you, like, don't live your life for anybody else. You got to do things that make you happy. And if they don't make you happy, it's really not worth it. Yeah, just a big thank you. I love you so much. And I'll see you next time for another YouTube video. Love you always and forever.